Hello guys, how is it going? Today I'm here to give you the very basic walkthrough to write your first program on C++. It is a very basic introduction to how to program with the C++ programming language, and it will help you get right into the programming and will help you to understand the very fundamentals. I'll be having a series of these videos. You can check all the videos and get along with this course and get to know the basic of programming language, and you can get yourself to other intermediate or advanced programming level by yourself if you know the basic understanding of this. Alright, so let's get started. Now, to write a program, first thing to know is that you need to have the compiler to interpret the program for the computer. Okay, a C++ program is called a high-level programming language. Okay, it means that we as a human being can understand this language very well, a very natural language like English. Okay, it's very understandable to us, but for a computer it doesn't understand English at all. For a computer you need to convert that English into something called the assembly language. It should be interpreted to something that a computer understands. Computer is all electronics, and it can only understand ones and zeros, all binary form. Okay, binary forms include true or false, switch is on or switch is off. Okay, ones and zeros, basically that's what we use on computers, 1 and 0. Okay, everything that is there needs to be converted into this form for a computer to understand what's going on. Alright, so you need to have a compiler that will translate what you write in English to what computer needs to understand it, that is into a binary form. Alright, so open up your terminal to find out if you have compiler installed. If you are on Windows, open up a command prompt. To open up a command prompt, you just hit Windows R key on your keyboard to get this into the run, or in the start menu there might be run for XP, but not here. So for here you can just type in CMD and start it up, and it will pop up right here, or here you can just type in CMD, or if you are in Linux, open up terminal. Okay, and get into a directory, make directory for yourself. I'm assuming you should know how to do that. If you don't, then I'll have another tutorial if you actually need it for the basic walkthrough with the terminal on both Linux and Windows. Just let me know. I will make a video for that. Okay, so just open up command prompt or terminal, just type in G++ to see if you have compiler installed on your system for C++. Okay, and if you get some error like that, G++ fatal error, no input files, compilation terminated, you don't need a compiler to be installed. It's already on your machine. Okay, but if you get some error like that is not recognized as internal or external command operable program or a bash file when you type in G++, then you need to install the program. And to get to that program, to get the G++ compiler, just go to this is where I get my compiler from, at least, and I like it pretty good. So just go to mingzw.org on your internet browser, and when you're there, just download. Okay, download, and from there just get the installer. Okay, that will be a lot easier, and just get installer and latest one, and just get the exe file. Okay, just download the exe. It's gonna start in 3 seconds. So after you download that, I'm assuming you know how to install it. Just install it in any directory you want, but you need to know where you install it. Okay, that's very important, because you need to change something after you install it. I'm gonna show you what. Alright, so after the installation is complete, I normally install it in a now let me close this. I normally install it in a C drive. Okay, because that makes me easier. C drive means GW, and go to the bin directory. Alright, copy this whatever is here, or remember if you want. C drive means GW bin. Okay, now you need to go and change the environment variables. If you already know how, you don't have to worry about this. Or you need to go to computer. For Linux you don't have to do this, it's taken care of itself. Okay, for Windows, find out what the system property is. For Windows, system properties are normally in my computer properties. On Vista or XP, it's system advanced system setting right here, or on that it should be properties should bring you here. Okay, not this one, maybe this page or something, but there will be advanced tab up here. Then go to system variables, find the path variable right here. Okay, and whatever you have in the end, just add C drive, whatever you installed it, just type in bin. Okay, I already have it mine, so I'm not going to save it, but you hit OK after that. Okay, oops, like that, close that. Okay, now after you do that and you do that, there should be this error. If not, try it again. Okay, or you didn't install it properly, and make sure you do that properly next time. Okay, now let's write our first program. Okay, I normally write it on notepad, but most people prefer using IDE. Okay, um, there are some good IDEs. IDE are normally another program that help you write a program in much easier fashion, I would say. There are suggestions, there are auto formatting tools, there are bunch of commands already there. Basic stuffs are already in there. You just type in some things that you need actually. But right, as a beginner, I would suggest you write in a notepad, where you have to type in everything just to get used to the programming. And after you are good enough, I mean, what's happening, you can go ahead and write it on IDE, make it more efficient after that. So for now, I'll just show you how to write it on notepad. Okay, so I'm gonna create a note, or you can just open notepad from anywhere, but you can use terminal if you are in front of a terminal. So just type in a notepad, and I would say a new program to be hello world .cpp. That's what I'm gonna call my file. Okay, my file name is hello world.cpp, and it's opened in notepad. That's what it says. Okay, so it says cannot find the, do you want to create a new file? I would say yes. Okay, so now I have a new file. Okay, it says untitled. Okay, maybe I have to save it. In Linux, this is what will make. In Linux you don't have a notepad, so either use gedit or kedit if you are using KDE desktop environment. If you are using GNOME, then just use gedit. You can also use gedit for KDE, that's not a problem. Okay, but don't worry about those right now if you are not using Linux. So just go to, and now when you are here, the basics, I'm just going to tell you the very basics, very essence, the heart of programming. Okay, this, I always write this whenever I start a program. I might delete it later on if I don't need this stuff, but the first thing you write in a program are the header files. Okay, as a beginner, just remember, first thing you write is a header file. And in C++, I always include IOStream header file. A header file contains a bunch of statements that gives us some syntax, some commands to use here. Okay, some variables predefined, but don't worry about all those right now since I'm saying it for beginner. Don't worry about this. Just write this down, include IOStream. Okay, IO means input output. Wherever you see IO in computer science, that's mostly input output. Okay, now IOStream, and then we'll be using something called namespace, and especially std namespace. Don't worry about what I'm saying right now. Just keep in mind you'll be using this a lot, using namespace std. Okay, that's the very basic. And a C++ program always every time will have a main function that is defined as an integer. Okay, so I would say that right now that's function is defined, you need to have a curly brackets to define a function. Okay, open curly brackets and close curly brackets. Whatever is inside these means it is for the int main function. Okay, int main function contains anything that is inside these brackets. Okay, now let's get into other stuff. Now since you already written all these, and if you save it, I'm gonna save mine as hello world.cpp and not text document, it's all files, hello world.cpp, and I'm gonna save it in the programming directory that I created in C drive. So let's get in and save it. Okay, this is a complete C++ program. Okay, that does nothing basically. So we'll see if we will get any error. Now we'll try to convert this into what computer understand using the compiler that we installed, which is G++, and say hello. Oh, okay, that's not intended. I'm going to go to programming directory here. Okay, there we go. Now there I see hello world. I'm going to clear the screen. Now I'm going to compile this file and say hello world.cpp, and I want my dash o, that is o, not 0. Okay, dash o means I want my output file name to be sw. If you don't write dash o sw, that doesn't matter, it's not going to give you any error. By default the file name will be called a.out. Okay, but I don't want a.out, I want my file to be called sw, hello world. Okay, hit enter. Now it's compiled. Okay, now there's a executable file in my directory right here. Okay, sw.exe. Now this is what computer can understand. Now so I'm gonna call sw, press enter, it ran. Okay, there was no error, nothing at all, because we don't have anything in our program. Okay, but let's make it little more interesting. We want something to type in the screen. For example, if you call sw like this, we want it to do something. Okay, when the program runs, we definitely want it to do something. So I'm gonna say, for now, I'm gonna say hello to programming world. So I'm gonna type in hello world on the screen. Okay, so that's the command, cout. Remember, anything you have to print, remember this command. Okay, cout and this part. Okay, this means give it to the screen. Okay, just give it. That's what it means basically. Whenever you see this smaller than signs, two of them, just give it. Okay, even one, in Linux one is also input operation. Don't worry about that, just remember two smaller than signs. And you might have seen this one right here in the end, semicolon. It's always there should always be a semicolon at the end of a statement. Okay, this means that my cout command ends here. Okay, this cout right here, the cout ends here. Okay, and endl means end line. Okay, after you write hello world, end the line in the command prompt. For example, like when I enter, in next line there's going to be right here, it's gonna say hello world, and end that line. Whatever I do next, put it on the next line. Okay, otherwise it's gonna put it on the same line. For example, if I have to type in another cout here, blah blah blah, if I do that, that's gonna put it on a different line. But if I don't put this ndl and just type in like that, then that's gonna put all this on the same line. Hello world on the same line. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. I don't need that unnecessary stuff. And the semicolon, you can put as many as you want, it doesn't matter. Okay, one is good enough though. And now let's see if our program compiles. Okay, there is no error. Okay, it means no error. Now if I type in call yes w, it's gonna say hello world. There we go. You have said hello to the programming world on C++. Now next thing that I'm gonna show you, very basic, is if there is any line that starts with 2/ backslash, then that is called a comment. A comment is something that the compiler will not even try to look after what's there after 2/. Okay, whatever I type here, it doesn't matter to the compiler. You can write whatever you want. Okay, the compiler is the comment is used to make other people understand the program. Sometimes it's very helpful to you too. Like whenever you write a very long program, you need to know. Sometime when you come back again after some time to see the program, you need to understand what the program did at that time. So, for example, as a comment, I can just say this is my main function. So this is for you to understand, not for the computer. Okay, computer is not going to care whatever you write there. So, but it will help you understand that this is a main function for you. But this may not be very useful right now. But later on, when there are millions of functions that you will be writing, millions of variables, the comment is going to be really, really helpful. The other way to declare the comment is put this into these two. Okay, whatever type in here, all comment between these two. Right here, this and this. All right. Now we're done with the comment. I'm gonna put one comment on the top just to make it. This is my main function. Okay, we're done with that, and we have our hello world program. We'll save it, go here, call hello world. There we go, hello world. And that's pretty much all the basics. And let me tell you, I said semicolon to the end of the statement, but you can see it doesn't have a semicolon because this is not declaring a statement. Okay, it is a function. There are differences between function statement. There are a lot of things on C++ that I'm going to talk about later in other videos, but right now just remember function will be in this format. Normally if we didn't have this, then I could write my int function as int main this and this. Okay, that's the basic. It will always have these brackets and will always have this. Okay, that is the format of a function. You can later on you will see what you will be typing inside this, and you can write a C++ in one whole single line everything, but not recommended. Very terrible thing to do. So just do this. So I normally write it in this way. A lot of people have other different styles of writing. People write like this, or there are a lot of different things. People end it like that, but that's what I prefer. Oops. No, there we go. Okay, so header file, use the namespace std, comment main function, putting into the output screen with this command, ending the line with this command, and whatever you write it should be in inverted commas. Okay, it should be like that, and put it like that. All right, this is whenever you have to separate different stuff, like, okay, let me just tell you, if you have to write multiple stuff, always put this inside this, otherwise your compiler is going to give you error. Okay, you haven't seen an error yet. Let me show you what error looks like. Okay, if you just type in like that without nothing, that's gonna give you error. maybe I didn't save it or something. Let's do that and do that. So you see that's the error. Okay, was not declared in this scope. Okay, and expected semicolon. You see after every line it expects a semicolon. Okay, so those are kind of error that you will be getting in the future. And before this token blah blah blah, now we'll be talking about how to view those things later on. Okay, so I'll just save it, and that's the end of the first tutorial. I'll be going through much other things in another videos, and I hope you learned something. Enjoy and have fun, guys.